Hello and welcome to News Hour with me, Asmiuba. Coming up in this edition of the news, President Bio visits the Houghton Academy at IMAT. Petition case against All People's Congress members of Parliament adjourned to December 2018. Sierra Leone Insurance Commission SLICOM organizes an inaugural meeting with the chief executives of the Sierra Leone insurance industry and the new commissioners of insurance. And the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association Annual Congress and Scientific Meeting starts in Freetown. All these stories and more lined up in this edition of the news. President Julius Maada Bio has paid a walking visit to the Houghton Military Academy managed by the International Security Advisory Team ISAT, where he assured them of his commitment to capacity development of the servicemen. The team was later taken to the Sierra Leone Square, where a briefing took place in terms of working with the country's security sector. Hawamosi went along.
The Houghton Academy was established in 2003 and it is the highest military training institution in Sierra Leone. The institution is now recognized in the sub-region and Africa as a training school for military personnel. Affiliated with the United Kingdom Defence Academy, the Houghton Academy is funded by ISAT in the UK. As the overseeing body of the military academy, ISAT strives to contribute to improve security and justice as a means to helping prevent violent conflicts, building sustainable peace and establishing a conducive environment for achieving the sustainable goals. President Bio said he was excited about the work of the military academy in Sierra Leone, adding that the institution had done remarkably well in training professionals, military men and women in the country. He mentioned that his government was committed to improving on the capacity of servicemen, which would enable them fit for purpose even after their tenure in the service.
I'd like to know that we have moved on as an institution. Some of us were not fortunate to have such a provision at the time we started. But I believe that for us to be a part of the 21st century and to be fit for purpose as a security entity, we definitely need such an institution both for intellectual development and formation of our servicemen. There are a few areas here that I want us to look at, maybe not here today, but I want to engage the HA on this. And definitely I will be extending an invitation maybe to HA and the High Commissioner, so that when we think about relocating the HA, it will be done on a greenfield land site.
His government is delighted with the work of ISAT and the Academy, as there is the need for such an institution to develop the intellectual capacity of officers who should be prepared in a way to be able to easily move into civilian culture by offering them quality trainings which will be helpful even outside the military. The military chief instructor at the Academy, Captain Philip Joseph Stucksin, said the Academy was working in line with President Bio's vision on human capital development by embarking on capacity development for servicemen. He added that the institution does not only offer military trainings, but also theoretical trainings in other fields, especially in management. Captain Stucksin disclosed that the Academy, being the think tank for professional military training in the country, was working with the University of Sierra Leone to review its programs to conform to other institutions around the world. He maintained when given the required training, military personnel will develop professionals.
The most important resource that we get here at the Academy from our side is clearly the manpower. And we have excellent instructors and admin staff who are handpicked for the role here by CDS, and we also have a number of liaison officers who are employed here. The best example of that is a recent appointment of an IT liaison officer who spent a year training in China for the role. And there are many other potential openings, I think, for our staff liaison officers.
At the Sierra Leone Square, the team was also briefed by a head of the International Security Advisory Team, advisor of Office of the National Security, and the Chief Superintendent of Police. The head of ISAT, Helen Akrimi, told President Bio that their main aim is to work with the security sectors and also organizing training for military and police.
We do bespoke training on top of what we deliver at Port Academy. So we have short-term training teams come in, maybe 2 people, maybe 10 people, and they will be here delivering training for a couple of weeks or anything up to sort of maybe 3 months. You'll hear a bit more about them as we go through.
Edward Makata, Office of the National Security Advisor, explained about different programs they did with the Office of ONS before and during elections, especially in the area of communication in terms of security. Helen Williams is the ISAT Chief Superintendent of Police, working in close collaboration with the Sierra Leone Police. They have been embarking on several trainings in partnership with the Sierra Leone Police to improve transparency, professionalism, and enhance community confidence for the last 2 years. She disclosed that over 2,000 Sierra Leone police officers have already been trained in many disciplines, including police order, operation planning, custody and detention, investigations, and leadership. She also lauded President Bio's commitment in ending rape and domestic violence in households across the country.
SLP have a fantastic plan for a one-stop centre, which is whereby a victim could go into somewhere, they could have medical counselling, make sure that they have their meds, that they can do their statements, and that they don't then have to keep moving from pillar to post.
In another development, the France ambassador resident in Guinea has paid courtesy call on President Julius Maada Bio at State House to brief him about the bilateral ties between the two countries. He congratulated President Bio on his election as President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and wished him well in his endeavors. He said it is an opportunity to visit President Bio to discuss with him various issues relating to the two countries. Responding, President Bio stated that Sierra Leone has enjoyed a very good relationship with France, as this time around, trade investment is going to be the framework between the two countries, integrating the diplomatic mission and French institutions in the country.
I want to take the lead on this, and that is why I've been looking forward to a visit to Paris, to Élysée. Of course, trade and investment is going to be the framework for most of what we are going to do. The diplomatic aspect is definitely going to be there. But in terms of cultural, language, and other areas, we want to really deepen. We are part of a world that is integrating at a very fast rate. And French language we have identified as the language that is very paramount to us.
SABC TV News Eye in Freetown, Hawa Mosura reporting.
Appeals Court judges Musu Kamara, Monfred Sise, and Elliot Tilo Kamara have adjourned the hearing of the election petition matter filed by the Sierra Leone People's Party and the National Grand Coalition Party (NGC) against the People's Congress to December 20th and the 21st, 2018. Aminash Nyamdebrema was in court.
The two petition matters by the SLPP and NGC involving 10 honorable members of parliament of the APC have been adjourned to the 20th and 21st December 2018 respectively. The appeal court judges Justice Musu Kamara, Justice Monfred Sise, and Justice Eldred Taylor Kamara ordered that the counsel raising the preliminary objection, lawyer Boniface Kamara, should file and serve a written submission on or before the 29th November 2018, adding that the petitioner applicants, SLPP and NGC counsels Musa Mewa and Yasmin Jusu Sherif, respectively, should do a written reply on or before the 13th December 2018. Commission. Lawyer Boniface Kamara raised a preliminary objection that the manner in which the SLPP and NGC went to Court of Appeal was wrong, and noted that the Constitution of Sierra Leone says no one should appeal against an interrogatory ruling in an election petition. He said the ruling against the Sierra Leone People's Party and the National Grand Coalition was given by High Court Judge in Makeni, Justice Abdurrahman Kuruma. Justice Abdurrahman Kuruma held on the argument by the APC-led counsel Boniface Kamara that the petitioners SLPP and NGC counsels Musa Mewa and Yasmin Jusu Sherif respectively violated certain rules during their election petition matters. SLBC News, Aminash Nyande Brahma reporting.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Nimatulai Bachang, has assured the German delegation of her ministry's readiness to fast-track the process leading to the signing of the intergovernmental agreement. She made the statement during a familiarization visit of the delegation to her Tower Hill office in Freetown. Here is the report.
Fast-tracking the signing of the agreement will demonstrate commitment on the part of government, and pleaded with the German team to look into issuance of Schengen visa by opening an office in Freetown that receives visa application instead of traveling to Ghana to get Schengen visa, constituting an extra financial burden on Sierra Leoneans. The Deputy Minister spoke about the ministry's plan to establish a diplomatic academy to train young diplomats who will replace the aging diplomats in the country, and solicited financial and technical support towards the establishment of the academy. She called on the delegation to assist in facilitating investment partnership that will create a job for youths, adding that capacitating and creating jobs for youth will reduce financial assistance to Sierra Leone, as the ministry has graduated from political diplomacy to economic diplomacy. The German ambassador to Sierra Leone, Horst Gruner, said the delegation is in the country to know the priorities of the new direction, with the aim of moving the cooperation forward. He said that the Schengen visa issue will be fully looked into and assured of working to ensure solution to the problem. René Frank, Senior Policy Officer, Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, said that they are in the country to reflect on the progress and challenges of German projects. He called for the availability of a conducive business environment that will make both local and international businesses thrive. Meanwhile, the France ambassador to Sierra Leone and Guinea, Jean-Marc Grosgorin, has updated the ministry on the plans of French government of Sierra Leone to invest in the areas of military, agriculture, mining and banking with the view of boosting the cooperation between the two countries. He said strengthening cooperation with the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, ARSLAF Naval Wing and the Ministry of Marine Resources will lead to the control of illegal fishing on the Sierra Leone waters. Ambassador Grosgorin requested for the visit of French naval boats to dock and train the Navy wing of the ARSLAF on operational use of naval vessels, air, maritime, or on surveillance of Sierra Leone territorial waters. He expressed the French government's intention to support Sierra Leone on the free quality education. The French ambassador pledged to ensure the upgrading of the French of honorary consul in Sierra Leone to an embassy and appealed for the opening of a Sierra Leone embassy in France. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Nimatulai Bachang said that the new direction has its priorities areas, one of which is the educational sector. She said the government is trying to open an embassy in France in order to strengthen their relationship with the European Union.
You are watching the national news, which is coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. We continue with the rest of the news. The Deputy Minister Sierra Leone Insurance Commission, SLICOM, has organized an inaugural meeting with chief executives of Sierra Leone insurance industry and the new commissioner, Arthur Yaske. The event took place at the commission's office, King Hammer Road. Cynthia Kamara witnessed the events.
To outline the vision of the Commission on the new direction, which was basically to build a trusted insurance industry, which the Commission itself cannot do. Commissioner of Insurance Arthur Yaske said the mandate of the Commission is very clear: as it is basically to regulate, supervise, develop the insurance industry and protect insurance beneficiaries. He noted that for the mandate to be fulfilled, their first focus will be the development of human capital through education and also to work with markets and strengthening the Sierra Insurance Association SLAIR. Mr. Yaski stated that they should develop the market in terms of financial inclusion, market penetration and conduct by helping small companies to grow by sharing business with them through co-insurance, which in turn will learn to underwrite retain risk and thus inculcate best standard practice.
During our tenure, efforts will be made to establish a local insurance institute and eventually get it affiliated to the General Insurance Institute of Great Britain. Nigeria, our sister republics, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and most Commonwealth countries have over the years established theirs and are all affiliated to the CII. This will greatly assist our young and talented professionals. This, I'm sure, will help us all as practitioners to adhere to international best practices and standards. Our inspectors from the Commission will therefore be undertaking robust inspections to ensure that, one, fronting is not allowed.
Deputy Managing Director, Oriel Insurance Company, who also doubles as the president of SLAIR, Raymond Macaulay, appreciates the Commission as they have done a laudable venture as the provision of market will result to speedy growth of insurance in the country. He spoke about the challenges to the new Commissioner of Insurance, Arthur Yaski.
We also encounter certain challenges. We think of the importation and exportation of goods. According to the Act, it's supposed to be compulsory. But we find it very difficult to penetrate the ports because of certain settings.
The Commission will soon be launching an insurance industry development plan with possible assistance from WICA, RI, IAO and Africa. And the plan will be used as a vehicle for the development of agriculture insurance and bank insurance. The Commission will also be putting up its own headquarters building at AJ Momo Street. SLBC News, Cynthia Kamara reporting.
The Minister of Health and Sanitation has said that a country's development is not measured by infrastructure, but by the quality of life of its population. Dr. Alpha Ori made the statement while officially opening the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association Annual Congress and Scientific Meeting on the theme Quality Assurance in Health and Well-Being. The ceremony took place at the Miata Conference Center, Brookfield. Joseph Stanley was there.
According to Dr. Ori, maternal and child health are strategic in achieving quality health, but for quite a long time now, progress in that area has not been encouraging. The health minister said health regulatory bodies have a pivotal role to play to ensure quality assurance and encourage them to be vibrant and proactive in ensuring the ministry achieve its mandate to enhance quality health outcomes. Dr. Alpha Wuri maintained that the ministry has expanded the special baby care to the regions, noting that this is a major step to promote quality health care. He informed medical practitioners that, according to WHO, it is estimated that the country has 3,000 cancer cases yearly, of which 2,000 die, and most of the deaths are among women. He added that in order to help address that, government has provided a budget line to build and equip an ultra-modern radiotherapy cancer center in the country. With regards to the conditions of service for health care workers, Dr. Alpha Wuri said negotiation is currently ongoing with a view to addressing some of their concerns.
I don't have a choice but to work with them. But they've expanded this thing not only for doctors, but which I think is good. It's for nurses, for CHO, for pharmacists. I'm happy that this time we are now talking about health practitioners, not just doctors.
The president of the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Sui Conte, said over the past years, the executive has worked tirelessly to bring together medical doctors that led to an increased participation of doctors across all cadres in the activities of the association. He said their main issue is the condition of service of health workers that has been completely overlooked over the past years. As over 2 years, they have been in constant engagement with the ministry and other authorities regarding the conditions of service. He added that a lasting solution to the perennial problem of poor conditions of service for medical doctors is to empower the Health Service Commission to recruit and determine the remuneration packages for professionals independent of the Public Service Commission. Making a presentation on quality assurance in healthcare, the key to achieving good health and well-being, Dr. Janet Karista outlined the importance of quality assurance with emphasis on maternal and child health.
The Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources has unveiled the Mining Journal Sierra Leone supplement. The magazine is dedicated to showcasing the rich mineral potentials of Sierra Leone. The document is aimed at attracting international consideration of the mining sector of Sierra Leone as fit for global platform and to enable the country realize the full benefits of its minerals. Soyiba Samuel reports.
Supplement addresses the question of whether the mining industry is ready for an unprecedented level of flux as technology presents both transformation challenges and opportunities in preparation for a changing mining landscape. National Minerals Agency under the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources say they are aware of the loss of revenue by the mining sector to amenable factors.
To fully realize these benefits, we need to have knowledge of the full range of minerals we have in Sierra Leone and use this information to attract credible investors with proven track record. And we are excited about this event because we believe that the supplement will be an effective channel for communicating with the global mining community that Sierra Leone is the right destination for mining investments.
Sawunde believes the institution has the potential to assist government to turn things around by utilizing the available opportunities in the global market for the minerals for which Sierra Leone is known globally. A point also held by the Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Evelyn Blackie, for the simple reason that Sierra Leone has a long-standing history dating back to the 1930s.
That is why under the new direction, we have committed ourselves to key reforms, which include revising our mineral policies and laws, promoting transparency and guaranteeing security for our investors. Ladies and gentlemen, the message is simple. Sierra Leone is open and ready for business. This is the message captured in the Sierra Leone supplement of the Mining Journal, and this is the message we are sending out to our reforms and actions. And this is the message I want to share with you today.
She noted that for the country to attract international attention, investors must see total commitment to key reforms undertaken by government, a path she says the government of Sierra Leone is treading towards. The Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources assured the international community of government's drive to formulating policies aimed at adding value to the country's minerals. The Sierra Leone Mining, the Sierra Rutile Iluka, Koidu Limited, New Field Resources and Vimetco companies were all awarded by the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources in recognition of their contributions to the mining industry. Soriba Samura, SLBC News, Freetown.
Well, let's now go to entertainment. When it comes to comedy in Sierra Leone, 5 top comedians are always called. Well, the name Vamboy will not be left out before becoming so famous with the Vamboy character. He was a very popular dramatist and dancer. He became a member of one of Sierra Leone's leading theatre groups called Kailondo Theatre. The group has decided to celebrate its anniversary in the form of a festival called Kai Fest with one of Sierra Leone's greatest plays, Cry of the Country Virgin. Well, Vamboy, because of his popularity, our own Mohamed Kimilan Bangura engaged him in this report.
Roger? Yes. You plan to cook my enjoy. This monkey to boy cook treat.
When it comes to comedy in Sierra Leone and 5 top comedian names are called, the name Van Boy will not be left out. Van Boy's real name is Ernest Biwa. Started his comedy career as a kid when he was a pupil at the St. Francis School in McKinney, and he later furthered his education at the Methodist Boys High School. Ernest said his passion for comedy has been his childhood dream. He was a member of a comedy group called Bintumani Players, which later changed because the group merged with another comedy group and they called One Pot Comedy Group. But one want to ask, where did he get the comedy name Van Boy?
I went on a research for a character. Then I came across this gentleman, and his real name was Van Boy.
Wow.
But oh yeah, he died during the war. He became very used to me, introducing me when we go from one village to the other. He would just say, and look at my song for Saron. The real typical Minima doesn't call Freetown Saron.
Ernest Biwa, before becoming so famous with the Van Boy character, was a very popular dramatist and dancer. He used to perform in many variety shows, and he was a household name in terms of stage performance, especially with his Jerry Curls hairstyle. Ernest became a member of one of Sierra Leone's leading theatre groups called Kailondo Theatre. This group was formed by few talented dramatists like David Vandi, and the director was Sir Johnson. Why was the group named Kailondo?
Well, it's historical, because when you study the story, when you go through the history of Kailaon, then you know that there was a warrior who came from Kailaon. So we decided to name the group Kailondo in order to remember this wonderful guy.
34 years after this group was founded, it celebrates its anniversary in the form of a festival called Kai Fest. This group will be celebrating this year's festival with one of Sierra Leone's greatest plays, Cry of the Country Virgin.
Look at your breast.
This story, according to Ernest Biwa, has a unique story and it's mind-blowing. He asked the general public to have confidence in our local theatre groups and call for support in their Kai Fest show at the Miata Conference Hall on Saturday, the 17th of November. He said it's high time Sierra Leoneans accepted our own and pleaded with the government to set up a special way to improve the theatrical industry in the country.
Well, thanks to Mohammed King Milan for that entertainment piece. Well, as the debate on the 2019 Appropriation Act enters its second allotted day, honorable members from the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party have described the budget as realistic, while the People's Budget, while the main opposition of People's Congress Party said the budget is unrealistic with lots of discrepancies. Ibrahim Samura is our parliamentary correspondent.
For the past 2 days, the debate on the 2019 budget by members of parliament has been very interesting, especially between the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party and the main opposition All People's Congress Party. The APC honorable members are of the view that the 2019 budget does not seek the interest of the masses. The SLPP, on the other hand, believe that the budget is Sierra Leonean-centered that caters for the welfare of Sierra Leoneans. They claim that the budget reduces government's expenditure and increases the salaries and wages of public and civil servants. SLPP's Honorable Hafiju Kanja said the 2019 budget resonates with the aspirations of the new direction. He said the amount allocated to the various ministries, departments and agencies are reasonable. Honorable Kanja commended President Bill for keeping his promise during the state opening of Parliament that he will strengthen the security sector, saying that the amount allocated to the Ministry of Defense reflects his pronouncement. He called on the Ministry of Finance to increase on the allocation of the Ministry of Political Affairs to be more vibrant. Honorable Sir Charles of C4C Constituency 028 praised the budget but challenged certain areas in it, saying that the amount allocated to the Matutuka-Kono Highway is not called for, saying that it is a newly constructed road. Also, there is no need to recruit more teachers He stressed that the money allocated to parliamentarians to carry out oversight functions is too small. APC's Honorable Aaron Kroma of Constituency 48 started by commending government for increasing wages for pensioners from 20,000 leones to 250,000 leones. He challenged the 21% allocated to the educational sector and those of health and agriculture, noting the percentages are unrealistic. Honorable Kroma described the budget as an Osusu budget, appealing to government to increase subventions of the Agriculture Ministry, stressing that it is the bedrock to any nation's developments.
Thanks to Ibrahim Samuel. Now to end the news, the main points again. President Bio has visited the Hortin Academy at IMAT. Petition case against the People's Congress MPs has been adjourned to December 2018. And the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association Annual Congress and Scientific Meeting has begun in Freetown. That's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. God bless you.